everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I have another card to share with you using Gilding Flakes, and this is another really simple technique, but I'm going to show you the way to use tacky glue. So this is the FlitterGlu from Indigo Blue. I'm going to be using their Chariot of Gold Gilding Flakes, and I've got a piece of sponge which I'll be using to apply the glue to. But first of all, I'm going to cut some strips of masking magic. I want to create a nice white border around my card panel. So I'm going to cut some strips that are going to be 1/2 inch wide. I'm just going to cut 4 of them. And then that's going to allow me to mask off a nice white border around our card panel. My card panel measures 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So I want this to fit directly onto an A2 card blank. So I'm just going to line up these strips of masking tape along the card panel. I'm going to use the edge of the card panel as my guide because obviously I know that all my strips are the same width. So by sticking them on the edge, I'm going to have a perfect 1/2 inch border all the way around my card project. Now you could definitely use washi tape or masking tape from scrapbook.com. I just have run out of the mint tape, so I'm using my Gina Designs masking magic today. You can actually buy this in strips as well, so if you didn't want to cut your own strips, then the masking magic is available in strips, but I just have the bigger sheets, so I've trimmed those down. So I'm just sticking them down, and what I love about masking magic is it's removable. So it's easy to reposition, it's not going to tear your cardstock, and you can keep the backing tape and reuse it as well. But we're going to be using tacky glue today, so I'm not going to be keeping mine because obviously it's going to stay sticky. And all I'm doing is applying the glue with a sponge. So I've just added the glue directly to the sponge as you saw, and then I'm just making sure that I've got a nice good coverage on my panel. I'm going to set that aside to dry. It'll only take a couple of minutes, but as you can see, it's a little bit wet. And as soon as it's dry, we can then add our gilding flakes. So I've got a piece of copy paper on my desk just so that I can capture all of the flakes and pop them back in the pot when I've finished. And I'm going to take out some of the gilding flakes and then just stick them all over that panel. So I want to keep them as flat as possible so that I've got maximum shine. And I love the fact that with the Indigo Blue flakes, they are quite big. So it's easy, they are easy to work with. They don't get too static either. And because they're bigger flakes, then it's a lot easier to clear up. There's less mess and it's much more easier to contain it. So I'm just going to make sure that all of the tacky glue is covered. You don't want any gaps at all. So you may need to use smaller flakes to fill some of the smaller gaps. But once all of that tacky glue is covered, then we can come in with a paintbrush and just remove the excess flakes. So that's what I'm doing here. This is just a cheap paintbrush that I've got in my stash. So nothing special or fancy, and I'm just using it to brush off the excess flakes. Now, Indigo Blue do sell a scoochy foam, so you could use that as well if that's something that you've got in your stash, but a paintbrush works just fine here too. So I'm going to pop the excess flakes back in the pot, and then I'm going to remove those masking strips from around the edge of the card, and you can see so far we've got a really crisp white border around that gold gilding flake panel, and it looks stunning. So I'm going to emboss this, and this is the reason why I've done it like this. I really want the embossing folder design to go into the white card as well. So I'm going to be using this Meadow of Sweet Peas embossing folder from Horton Crafts. It's one of my favourite embossing folders. I know I've used it recently in a few videos, and I'm going to be using it again today. But any embossing folder that you've got in your stash will work for this technique. So you could have it landscape or portrait. I'm going to keep it portrait today. And then as you can see, it's embossed beautifully. I've just ran it through my Big Shot machine off camera and it looks absolutely stunning. So to finish off the card, I've got this gift bow die set from Kristina Werner's line with Concord and 9th. And I've got the thin strip and the thin bow out of some silver metallic cardstock. So I'm just going to add a thin layer of Barley Arts glue to the back of that strip. I'm going to use my T-ruler to try and keep it nice and straight, but I was finding it just kept curling up from the glue. So I moved the ruler out the way. I just made sure that it was straight enough, let it have a little bit of contact with the card, and then used my T-ruler just to make sure it was nice and straight. And then my magnets are just holding it down while it dries. I'm going to use a sentiment from the Lovely Flowers stamp set from Gina Designs, which I've white heat embossed on some black card, and I used the coordinating die to cut that out. I'm going to now trim the excess off from behind just so that I get a nice straight edge. And I'm just using my mini Snips recoil scissors from Tim Holtz to do that. I'm then going to stick it directly onto my card blank before I add the bow and the sentiment. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue to the back of this panel. Again, I'm using the Burley Arts glue. And then I'm just going to stick that on, make sure it's nice and lined up. Now, the embossing folder has slightly shrank my card panel, so I did cut my card fronts to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but because we've embossed it, it has got slightly smaller. So I'm just going to trim down the whole card blank panel in a moment, but I'm just going to hold that down with some magnets just while the glue grabs. So you could always make your panel slightly bigger and then trim it down before you stick it to your card base. But I'd cut mine already to the size of my card base. So I'm just going to trim my card base down now with that trimmer. So it's not a problem. It's only about 1/8 of an inch smaller. So you really wouldn't notice it. Now to step the card up a little bit, I'm going to round the corners on the one side of the card blank. So front and back so that you've got those slightly rounded edges. I think that looks really pretty. If you don't have a corner rounder punch, then you could just do it by hand with scissors. But if you want a nice even curve, then a corner punch is a great investment. I'm just going to add some frame squares to the back of the sentiment. I've stuck the bow down with some liquid glue, and then I'm just going to pop my sentiment down in the bottom right hand corner. And then that is the card finished for today. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this card come together. I am really happy with the end results. I think it looks so pretty. This would be a great card design for batch creating cards as well. And they'd look great in a gift set too if you wanted to create multiples. But all the products that I've used today will be linked in the description box below as always. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed this tutorial. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the finished card today. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, then please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.